Hi and welcome back to the Polymer Clay channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make a plant pot from polymer clay. Now you'd think that you wouldn't be able to do this, but I've tried and tested and well, you're going to have to watch to see the results. So here we go. Right, so I'm going to make a start. So I've got some pre-mixed purple clay. This is a mixture of several blocks, some Effect and some Professional. I like to sort of mix them up because I had a couple of old blocks that I needed to use up, so I thought I'd pop them in with this. So I've got two mica powders here. This is like silvery with a slight green tint, and this is by the Colour Shack, and this is Moon Gold. And then I've got silver glitter and then some purpley glitter that would complement that quite well. So then I've got my tools here. I've got my two dotting tools, paintbrush, tissue blade, and also my roller. And then I've also got some foil here. Now to make these bowls, they obviously have to have some kind of form to go in the oven, otherwise they won't stay put. So I'm going to put this on them first and then put them in the oven with it underneath, and hopefully that will make it nice and easy to pull off and it won't get stuck to the glass. Right, so I'm going to make a start. Okay, so I've made all of the decorations all the way around. The background here is not perfect in places. I'm going to show you how to cover that up so it looks part of the design. So I've just made some swirly patterns all the way around. I've not overly covered it because I think it looks nice when you sort of don't overly cover it. Plus I ran out of purple, so and I didn't want to roll any more. So use as much as you can, and it doesn't matter whether you do different colours and things like that, because covering it in mica powder will make it all the same. So that's that one. So this is the actual plant pot. And now moving on to the actual tray, this part is going to stay fairly plain, and the reason for that is because I think if I put a load of decorations on this one and that one, it'll just be too much. So this one is going to be fairly plain, and I made it as smooth as possible, but to be honest, as I say in a lot of my videos, it's art, so it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be something you can get out of a shop or anything like that. It's just going to be handmade, so you do have to give yourself a little bit of leeway when it comes to stuff like this. So as I said, this isn't perfect, but once it comes out of the oven, I think it's going to look great. So with the foil on the inside, I'm hoping, and I've never done this before, so I'm hoping that I can get this up and it will come off in the same sort of shape. It is going to be a bit more flexible than a normal plant pot, based on the width, based on thickness of it. But this is going to come off, and then I can trim around the edges and get rid of the foil. Now, whether the foil stays in the inside or not, I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think, to be honest, if I'm putting water in here and things like that for the plant, I think that will be probably a good idea. With this one, going back, it will have holes in the bottom, so obviously it can let the water drain and water drain into there. So I'm going to decorate now. So I've used this texture roller, which has literally got just a few lines on it. It's quite good because it's one of these acrylic ones, so it does hold its style quite well. And I'll just show you what the pattern's turned out like. So it's turned out really nice. I haven't done the background because I just wanted to highlight the shape in general of the swirls and give it a bit more of a design. So I'm going to do the mica powder now. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. So I've made some patterns on it, as I said, and then covered in, this is an unbranded mica powder, but it's like a silvery goldy colour. It's really, really pretty. It's quite unusual actually. I don't normally use this one, but it's actually turned out really nice. So I've done it all the way around. I've not been particularly careful about it. I've done it where I felt like it, and yes, it's gone over the sides here and there, but I quite like that. So, and you'll notice as I turn it round, also what's on my hands is also coming off on it as well. So, and mica powder can do that. So if you don't want it on the background, just be sort of careful when you do pick it up. But I wasn't able to film it properly laying it flat like this, so I wasn't able to film so well painting of it because it would have had to have lent on the pattern on the other side. So I did it stood up. So what I'm going to do now is create some more patterns with my dotting tools, and then I'm going to add a different colour. Thanks for watching the tutorial. So I'm going to show you what it looks like now. So what I'm going to do first is just go around and show you what all the patterns look like. I know you've seen it sort of in the making, but I wanted to show you that it's actually really, really strong, and there is quite a bit of weight in here because the dirt is wet. So I've done that when I repotted it. I didn't want to film it because it was really a messy process. But as you can see, going round, there are drainage holes in the bottom. So when I do water it, it is going to drain out of here, and I'll show you the little tray in a minute. But it's actually done really well. Now it is still a purpley colour, which I don't mind. You know, I'm not really fussed. Being an artist, what sort of colour things turn out. But I wanted to give it sort of a lighter colour than it was, and I think it's turned out really, really nice. So the plant itself is what I think is a rubber tree plant, so it's going to do really well in here. They're pretty hardy plants anyway, so you can put them in most things and they survive anyway. So plant is really happy. So I'm just going to show you the tray now. I did trim off quite a bit at the top here. It isn't even by any stretch of the imagination. But to be honest, I like a bit of something that turns out not quite right. I did colour it in the end and put some patterns on it and things like that, because to me it just was too plain. But if you noticed, both of these don't have glitter on. And to be honest, I think sometimes when you make things like this, they're going to have water in them and stuff like that. Glitter doesn't do too well. It has a tendency to kind of like come off after time and things like that. So I didn't want to put any on this time. So let's go back to the plant. This is how you create a plant pot from Polymer Clay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. So here he is. Here is the plant. What I'm going to show you is the actual plant pot. So plant's going to go up. So yeah. So here's the traffic. Are you serious? Oh, hello. Tweet just to make sure that the plant gets what it needs. Right.